Howdy everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I put together this really cute mesh wreath. I have a little bear on there and some little cute little hearts. So let me show you how I put it together. It's super easy. So let's get to crafting. Alright, so I'm going to be starting off with this wire form wreath ring, and it is an 18-inch in diameter. Okay, and I've chosen to use this little plaque that I found at the Dollar Tree. Alright, so I won't be needing this string at the top that you can use to hang it with. So I'm just going to be removing that. Okay, so I'm going to turn my wire form here upside down, so you know it's got the little curve going like that. This is the back of it, and I'm also going to turn my heart upside down and place it in the middle so that I can see where I want it. So to attach my little heart plaque to my wire wreath, I'm going to be using some chenille stems, and these are 18-inch. This is the usual size, and I'm going to be using the whole length of it, and I'll just fold it in half and place it from where I want to tie my heart. And I think I'm going to have to put about 3 of these in different spots. So just some glue, put down the chenille stem, one over here, and then I'll just put some more glue on top to make sure that it is actually adhering to the board, and I'll let that dry. Alright, so once it becomes dry, I'm going to go ahead and take one of the ends of the chenille stem and bring it around 2 of these rings, the inner ones. This one's on the top. This has to be nice and dry. I'm just going to go ahead and just skip and go ahead and show you what I'm going to do, and just twist this right here in place like that. Don't let that move. Just twist it up nicely so it stays in place. Of course, make sure that's dry. Now once that is dry, I'll go ahead and tie these also the same way that I just did the other one. Okay, so now I can turn it over and my sign is attached. Alright, so now I want to take 18 chenille stems, and these are 12-inch. I don't know if I said 18-inch, but they're 12-inch chenille stems. That's the standard size that they come in. So I'm going to use the whole length again, and I'm going to go to every one of these little crossbars here, and I'm going to be placing chenille stems, and there happens to be 8 of them on this 18-inch wreath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just making sure. And I'm going to take this and wrap it around the 2 inner rings. So just bring it up, get it nice and tight, and I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, just like that. Okay, so I want to do that on every one of these. Okay, so this is the last one of the inner rings, and I've placed 8 of them. Okay, so now I have 10 that I need to add now to the outer and this middle one, so the outer 2 rings. Okay, so we did the 8 on the inner 2 rings, and we're going to do the 10 on the outer 2 rings. And I'm going to start at the same crossbar that I started the other chenille stems. I'm going to do the same thing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now wait, hold on, let me undo this because they're not ending evenly. Let's get these to end evenly like that, and then right in the middle, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you're going to bring it up and bring it down, and this is the length, so we want to go ahead and put the next one at the length of those and make sure that they're even. These weren't too even, just make sure these are even. So 1, 2, and 3. Scooch it over, bring it down. Here's where they end. That's where the next one goes. And you're just going to keep doing that till you get to the other side where you've already placed, or you know, you finish off over here, because this is where we started. We're going to finish off somewhere over here, you know, at an equal amount of spacing when we're bringing these down. And that's where we're going to end, and that's it. We'll go to the next step. So 1, 2, 3. Bring them down right here. Yep, right there. 1, 2, and 3. And sorry about that background noise. I've got the TV on for my mom, and you know, it's a show where some ladies are kind of bickering. Okay, so we ended there. We're gonna go on, measure. Our next one goes here. See how it's at a different spot every time? That's gonna happen, but they'll be evenly, or at least as close to evenly spaced as they can be. And I will have done all 10 of these, and I shall be back. Okay, so I'm doing the last one here. And if we put this down, it's almost, yeah, well, hold on, I don't want to move that one. It's almost, you know, at the length of this. So they're all, you know, as evenly spaced as I could put them. So we have the outer ones, just going to lay them out like this. All right, so then the inside ones, we're going to go ahead and pop them open again like that. And we're going to start with our first mesh. All right, so I'm going to be starting off with some white Deco mesh. This is a 10-inch by 10-yard roll. I don't think I'm going to be using a whole 10 yards. Now, I just happen to have a roll that's already open, so I'm going to use that, but I wanted to show you the label. Okay, so I also have a couple of little cable ties here. I had a little white one, a little black one. That's what I happen to have really quickly that I could grab, so just whatever you have, use that. Okay, so I'm going to start off by grabbing, I'm going to start at some point here. Let's see. I'm going to start where I have at the beginning here. Anyway, I'm going to take this end and just scrunch it up, and make sure you're rolling it out like this from the top rather than, you know, going out from underneath. Okay, so just turn it like this and just grab your end. Let's push this a little bit that way. And you can't see it because it's white. In hindsight, I wish I had grabbed a black one, but I happen to already have this white here at home, so I had an idea that I would just use this. But anyway, we're going to grab the little end here, and we're going to start, doesn't really matter, but we're going to start on the inside, okay? So I'm going to take this little edge, this raw edge, and I'm going to put one of the, let me use this little one because at the end it'll be harder, so I'll need the longer one. So I'm going to use this one and wrap it around that middle ring and bring this little end over it so that I can tie this. Get a good slack here. Don't start too short. And as tight as you can, just pull that. So we're going to start it off like that, okay? And I'm just going to use my wire cutters to snip off the length of that pipe or that wire, or what is that? A wire tie, a cable tie. Okay, I'm just going to trim off some of these little frayed edges. Okay. All right, so we're going to continue onto in the middle right here. Now, we're not going to use the outer edges. We're just going to use the middle. And I'm going to measure 10 inches of this mesh. So I have my little ruler right here. Doesn't really matter here, just 10 inches. And I'm going to bring this and put it right in there and just twist it a couple of times. 1, 2, okay? And continue measuring 10 inches like that. Again, put it on the inside ones, the chenille stems that we popped open, and just 1, 2. Look how pretty that looks already. I'm going to poof these up later, but you're going to end up doing that. But for now, let's continue on all the way around till we get to this end. We're at the end and we're doing the last one. That's 10-inch loop that goes on the inner rings here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and trim this off. I'm going to give it a little bit of slack here and just trim that off And then we're going to take our other cable tie and in the same spot there, just tie this down. Make it nice and tight and trim it off. And don't trim it off like too close to the little bit here where you pull it through. Just give it about a ½ inch there, plastic. Okay, now that we've got that, we can take this little end and just tuck it in through the back somewhere. Just push it to the back, back here. If it's too long, trim it. You know, you can do that, but don't trim it too short. We don't want these to slide out. All right, so now that all of my poofs are done on the inner rings, I want to do the outer rings. So I've gone ahead and pushed the chenille stems from the inner ring, you know, to the inside, and then I've popped open these. And then we're going to go ahead and start adding our mesh on the outer, also starting off with some cable ties. You can start at any point, but I'll just go ahead and start, you know, again here at the front or the beginning. Get that raw edge on there, get a good slack on it, tighten it up, get a little snip there. I'm going to go ahead and push that little bit inward like that, just kind of flat. All right, so then we can start with our poofs. And yeah, you should use the chenille that you have on there to just grab on to that same end. Just bring it over, and that way we can start 2 twists. Measure 10 inches, put it in there. 1, 2, and so forth until we get all the way around to meet up with this other end. Finish it off just like I did the inside row of mesh. All right, and I'll be back once this is done. Poof these open, do the inside first, and then come back and do the outside ones. Just poof them open like that till all of them are nicely separated and pulled. All right, so I have chosen this Deco mesh in red now, and this has sort of a same kind of look as this one. It has a little bit of a glittery, shimmery look to it. And this is a 5.5 inch wide. Sometimes they'll say 6 inches, but this is 5.5, and I have 10 yards in here. I do have another roll if I feel like I'm gonna need more of it, and maybe I will. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these open, and I'm gonna cut these at, let's get my ruler here. I'm gonna cut these pieces. Let's see, I'm gonna do 12 inch. There we go. And see how they like to just curl up like that? I'm just gonna follow suit here and just roll it up. Wait, actually I'm gonna turn it this way. And let's see what happens if I gather it. That looks really pretty. There we go. We're gonna gather them. I usually just roll them up and make the little curly cubes, but I'm gonna gather them like that. Kind of makes like a little bow shape here. All right, so I'm gonna start anywhere, but I'm gonna start on the inside. And I'm gonna go ahead and untwist these. I have twisted it twice. I'm gonna go ahead and untwist it. Quickly put that in so that this here doesn't pop out. And then just 1, 2, tie it back on there. That looks pretty. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that all on the inside and then do it on the outside as well. I am gonna recommend that when you're doing this, don't do it on a cloth covered table. Also, I was thinking that it would have been really pretty, I think, that instead of using a 5.5 inch wide mesh for my second color, or you know, my starting of my decorating of my base, maybe I should have done the 10 inch wide and bigger poofs of little flowers. Now I could add another layer on top of this, but it's really just going to be the same size. It's not going to make it spread out anymore. So I really like the way it looks like this, but I think that if you really wanted something like really poofy, instead of a 5.5, do a 10 inch on this one as well. So this is what I have so far. And of course, if you're going to go wider than maybe instead of 12 inches, you might want to do, I don't know, 14, 18 inches so that you get a nice spread, you know, because the taller it is, you know, the more you want it to also go around. So instead of just the 10 inches that or what did I do? I did 12. Yeah, maybe I think 18 inches would be good. Okay, so there we go. That's what it looks like. I'm going to continue decorating it, so I'm going to grab some ribbon. All right, so I've got all these ribbons that I can use. There we go. How much you want to use is up to you. And the widths also. But I've got a 2.5 inch width here. These are also 2.5 inch width. And then I've got a 1.5 inch width. And then I've got a 3/8 width ribbon here. And I think I want to use pretty much all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and see how much I actually have. These are 1 yard, so there's not very much of this velvety one. And out of 1 yard is obviously 36 inches, so I might not have enough of this one really to put all the way around, but maybe I can, you know, skip here and there. So let me figure out how much of this one I can use. And then these I've got a good amount, so we'll figure out how much I can use. But I think I'm going to do 10-inch lengths. And see, like this one doesn't seem like I'm going to get very far with it because it's only 1 yard. But I want to use it. So let me see what I can get out of that and then figure out what will go on here. All right, so the consensus is that I can do 8-inch long pieces. And I can get 4 out of each of these, so I'll get 8. So what I'll do is I'm going to use that on the inside, because remember on the inside I had 8 chenille stems on the inner ring. There's 8, so I'll go ahead and use 8 pieces of this. So I'm going to cut them at 8 inches rather than 10. And that's what I'll do the same for these as well. So let's go ahead and cut our first little piece at 8 inches. And then I'm going to be folding them in half and then folding the ends, and just a tiny little bit cut here for a little dovetail, just so that they all look pretty on the end. So I'll go ahead and cut those 8 pieces, dovetail them, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 8 pieces of this one and this one as well and make a bundle, and I'll be back. Alright, so now that I've got my 3 different ribbons and 8 inches more or less. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the whiter one and then this one and this one. I also realized that I was measuring from here to this inner 8 inch. So that's actually 9 inches, because 8 inches is actually from this end here is actually right here. And this other 8 inches actually from this. So some of them are 9 inches, some of them are 8 inches. So you'll notice that some are a little longer, these are shorter. But that's okay, it's no big deal. We're gonna grab all of them, pinch them right in the middle, and make a little ribbon bundle like this. And we're gonna put these in the middle. So once again, untwist. Actually, you don't really have to untwist it too much, because I think this is the last thing I'm going to put on there, but I'll go ahead and just do it all the way. And then just 1, 2, like that. And then just spread out your ribbons. These are different, so I'm going this red one this way and the black one that way. And then on this other end, I'll do the black one this way and the red that way. Just open them up so we can see all the pretty ribbons on there. Right there. Okay, I'm going to continue doing that with the rest of this, all on the inside. And for the outside, I'm going to cut this whiter one here. And I think I am going to do, let me see what 10 inches looks like. If I do a 10 inch, now if I'm doing the 10 inch on this inner edge, I have to start right here. So here's 10 inches. Let's trim that. This is such a pretty ribbon. I love it. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the little edges here. Yeah, I like that. I like this little bit longer ribbon here. So I'm going to do 10 inch out of this one. and I'll probably do 9 inches. Let's see how much I have. Yeah, I've got enough. So I'm gonna do 9 inches of this one and the same with this one. But again, these are gonna be 10 bundles. So I'm gonna cut 10 of each one, okay? These were only 8 because there was only 8 on the inside, but on the outside, there's 10 of these chenille stems. So I need to do 10 bundles of this. So I'm gonna add the first ones, and then I'll do these and start adding them in, and we'll see how that looks. All right, so I'm working on the last bundle, and I was using these 3 ribbons, and then I realized that I did have this other ribbon, this red ribbon with the I love you, and I decided that I would rather use that one than this really thin one. So here it is, and just gotta gather these up and put them together and put them on my wreath. And I decided that this would be it as far as ribbon on my wreath would go. I think it looks really pretty. And then I took you use a pencil. I'm using a little glue stick to curl. You could just cut them, but I'm gonna go ahead and curl these little chenilles. Just give it a little bit of a whimsical touch by doing that. And then I've got a couple more items that I want to put on my wreath. So I'll grab those. Let me go ahead and pop these open. Here's the other one. It was hiding. But there we go. My wreath has been completely covered with all of these ribbons. All right, so let me go ahead and grab some other items. All right, so to further decorate my wreath, I'm gonna go ahead and use these cute little plaid hearts. They're in a black and white. Let's get this little thing open. Now, if you're curious, I did get these from Hobby Lobby. Their regular price, $5.99. I did get them off at a 40% off, just so that you know. And let's see, I think I've got 8 of them. Yep. Look how cute they are. Super cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 little hearts. And because I did have this other little ribbon right here, I'm gonna go ahead and let me just cut another one the same length so I don't have to pull out my ruler or measuring tape. So, okay, now that we have that one, I'm just gonna cut this little end a little bit nicer. I'm just gonna make like a little tiny bow. Might have to trim. Nah, kind of like the idea of one of the bits hanging a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue right here at the center and add that little ribbon. I think just adds an extra little touch. So I'll go ahead and add that to all of my little hearts, and then I'm gonna place them around my wreath, and I'm just gonna use my hot glue to glue them in. All right, so I also have this little stuffed animal. I got this from the Dollar Tree. I thought it was super cute, little dog. And his little ears are kind of like folded down, this one a little bit more. It's really cute. He does have a little bow on him. Looks super cute. I'm gonna trim off this bit here. We don't need that anymore. And I am gonna cut another piece here of the same ribbon. And I'm just gonna put another bow right on top of the one that he already has. And the only reason that I'm doing that is because it's gray, the one that he has on, and you can't really see it. But I don't want to take it off because it is a nice little fabric ribbon, kind of a sheer, oops, he got caught right here. Kind of a sheer gray, but it's not bad, you know. So I'm just gonna put glue and put another little bow on top of that existing bow. And just give him a little extra layer, a little texture there. Okay, just make sure that gets on there. And I'm gonna glue him kind of off to the side here, I think. Making sure I got my love here. The heart is going up and down this way. So let's put it so that you can see it that way. Yeah, like that. And I don't really want to put him on top of any existing ribbons, so, or should I put him inside there? Yeah, let's put him inside there. So I'm just gonna basically glue him to the sign here, right there. Yep, this is going like that, so he's going straight up and down. And just poof up anything that's around him. Look how cute, he's kind of hidden in there, but he looks so cute. Okay, so now I've got the rest of these little hearts as well. And I've got 8 of them, so I'll put one right here. Let's see, I'm gonna sort of try and kind of, not necessarily even, but I don't know if I like that one right there. Yeah, it's good. It's gluing on. I don't have to use all of them either, so one right here. Gotta be careful because when I squeeze it down, my fingers underneath there, because this is mesh, the glue goes right through and I'm burning my fingers. Okay, and one across from that, so right about here, and then maybe one here and one here. Actually, because I do have this little dog over here, let's see, put that one right there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it more. Let me take this one off and put it more over here. More on this side right here. Okay, and then I can put this one more over here than right here, because I have that one there. Okay, there we go. I think it looks really, really nice. I'm trying to rush here. Okay, and then just fix up your ribbon, poof it all up and make it all look pretty. But there we go. All right, everyone, so I have completed my wreath. Here is a Valentine Deco Mesh wreath. It is an 18-inch in diameter. I think it came out really pretty. I love the little bear, and I love these little hearts. I had 8 of them. I had only put 6 of them while I was showing you on the video, but I went ahead and added the other 2 in there, and I really like the way they look. I love all the ribbon. I think it would look better if it had a lot more on there, but this is all I decided to put on there, and I still really like it a lot. So I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so by hitting that little red button on the side there, and also you'll see that little notification bell. You want to choose all so that you get notified of all of my videos as soon as I upload them. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the content. Please leave a kind comment down below, and as always, enjoy.